Today I'm going to show you how to create a lead capture form using Dubsado. So if you haven't already, make sure you go in and create an account with them. They do offer free trials up until 3 clients before you actually have to subscribe to them. So definitely utilize that free trial. So once you're actually logged in and signed up, you'll see your dashboard. And the way we're going to create your lead capture form is to navigate over here on the left to templates. And then we're going to click on forms. So the lead capture section is located to the far right, and you'll see 2 examples that Dubsado already gives you. One is a detailed lead capture form and the other is a short version. You can definitely utilize these and customize them to your needs, but for the purposes of this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create one of your very own. So to start from scratch, you're just going to click this plus button right here. And Dubsado already does a great job of utilizing their custom fields over here to build a contact form for you to start using. So you can definitely take these suggestions, or again, you can delete and add what you need. So first and foremost, make sure you're naming this something internally that you're going to remember what it's for. I'm going to just call this contact form. So this won't actually appear on your form, but it will show up in Dubsado that way. So it's just for internal purposes. So obviously you're going to want to know the name of the person that is contacting you and their email address so that you can get back in touch. The one thing that I don't really love about this setup is that the first, last name, and email are stacked on top of each other. I like my contact forms to be as small as possible, so I like to add these questions side by side since there's not going to be a ton of room for the lead to have to fill it out. So a way to do that is to utilize columns. So the first thing I'm going to do is delete these first and last name, and I'm going to drag over the columns block. I'm going to click in here, and I don't want the title to appear, so I'm going to uncheck that box, and then I'm going to drag over my short answer. So there, I've just added 2. So to actually edit the question, you'll just click inside of it, and I'm going to type in here first name. The placeholder is just the text that the person will see once they're filling it out. So you'll want to say something like, please provide your first name. I'm going to require this, and then you're going to want to make sure that you map it to the client first name. This is especially important if you plan on using workflows to automate your systems. Okay, click close, and we'll do the same thing for this one, except this one I want to be last name. Placeholder again, please provide your last name, and I'm going to require that, and this one will map to the client last name. Okay, perfect. So next I want to know their email, and something I really like is knowing their business or their business website. So again, I'm going to utilize columns. So I'm first going to delete this one, drag over another column, and I don't want the title to show on this one either. I'm going to drag over this short answer, and again, I'm just going to change this to what I want it to say. I'm going to require this, and again, I'm going to map it to the email address. Here, I'm just going to ask for their business name. Require this one. And then the same thing you can just find down here. It'll be company name and close. Okay, great. I don't really want their phone number. That's not going to be important to me. If you are someone like a wedding photographer or a wedding planner, this type of question is going to be really important to you. When is your ideal date? And this is awesome because it's actually a calendar view, so the people that are visiting your website and wanting to fill out your contact form won't actually have to manually enter in a date. They can use the calendar. For me, this isn't something I'm going to use, so I'm going to delete that one. But one thing I highly recommend that you utilize on any lead capture form that you create is this right here, project tracking. So I'm going to show you what this is. Basically, it's asking your lead, how did you find me? And this is really important because Dubsado actually tracks this information. So say at the end of the month, you want to look and break down where your leads came from. You'll be able to do this inside Dubsado, which is fantastic for figuring out where you want your marketing dollars to go. So if you have a ton of leads coming from Google, you know that you want to optimize more for keywords, add more to your budget for SEO. Whereas if you're getting a lot of leads from social media, maybe you up your social posting, you post more. So it's a really great tool to see the valuable resources that you have and where to put them. So in order to add a project source, some of these I've already loaded, but you can just create your own if you want. So create a new source. We're going to say a referral. That's always important. Somebody refers our business, so you can click add. I'm going to do Facebook and Google. And then, of course, you can add any others that you want. It's also a good idea to just add other. So we can do that there. And then always make sure it's required because you want the lead to fill that section out. Another thing I would definitely recommend adding, depending on what services you're offering, is this drop-down box where you can ask them, what services are you interested in? So you can change this. So for instance, for me, I offer VA services and then Dubsado setup. So this will help me be prepared for when I have a consultation call with them. I'll know what they're interested in. Depending on other services you offer, another question you might want to ask the lead that's filling out your contact form is, have you checked out my services page and my pricing? Because that might determine whether or not you're even going to have a discovery call with this person or not. The point of these lead capture forms are to save you time so you're not spending so much time in your email and talking back and forth to these potential clients when you can just weed people out that you don't want to work with. So for that sort of question, you could do a yes or no and just simply ask them, yes, they looked at your pricing, no, they didn't. And then, of course, depending on their answer, we'll decide what you want to do. And then down here, it's always kind of a good idea to have a comment section or a message section where they can just leave a short message for you. I personally don't require this, so I have it on mine, but I don't require it to be answered. So if you're happy with the way it looks, you're going to want to hit Save as Template, and then go back to Edit, click the arrow by Save, and then you can just preview it. So this is going to give you an idea of how it's going to look on your actual website. And again, like I said, I like how these are side by side. I think it saves a lot of room and it doesn't cause so much scrolling to happen. So if you're happy with how everything looks, the next step is going to be to actually embed this HTML code onto your website. And Dubsado provides the HTML code. Just click on Share. And this is the code that you're going to want to copy and add to your website. Dubsado gives you tons of information on how to do that by utilizing this link if you click on that. So depending on what type of website host you have, such as Squarespace, Wix, Showit, it'll give you instructions, or you can simply just go to YouTube and check that out. So once you inject the code onto your website, it'll look something like this. So this is mine right here. This is how it looks on my website. I think it's really professional looking and it's so helpful to have this. I'm not in my emails as much and I'm able to create a workflow for this, which I will show you in the next video. So let me know if you guys have any questions at all on how to create a lead capture form using Dubsado.